Let me ask you something real quick. What if the only thing standing between you and a comfortable retirement was your zip code? Not your savings, not your pension, not even your social security check, just your address. Because right now in 2026, there are retirees across this country living better than they ever have, paying less in rent than most people pay for a car, keeping more money in their pocket every single month. And they didn't win the lottery. They didn't inherit anything. They just moved. Today, I'm going to walk you through 7 states where your retirement dollar actually goes the distance. And for each one, I'm going to show you a specific money-saving strategy that most people completely overlook. Stay with me through all 7, because number 5 has a tax law that could save you several $1,000s a year, and almost nobody talks about it. Let's get into it. Number 1, Mississippi. Now I know what you're thinking. Mississippi? Really? Hear me out. Mississippi has been the most affordable state in America for over a decade running. And in 2026, that hasn't changed. The average rent for a 2-bedroom home here sits right around $750 a month. To put that in perspective, that's less than half of what the same home would cost you in Ohio, or Virginia, or Arizona. Groceries run about 15 to 20% cheaper than the national average. Utilities are low, and the weather means you're not running a furnace 6 months out of the year. But here's the money-saving strategy one really want you to hear. Mississippi does not tax Social Security income at all. If Social Security is your primary income source in retirement, the state of Mississippi is not taking a single dollar of it. And for homeowners 65 and older, Mississippi offers a property tax exemption on the first $75,000 of your home's value. So if you buy a modest home here, your property tax bill could drop to almost nothing. When you add all of that up, low rent, no Social Security tax, property tax break, a retired couple living in Mississippi on combined Social Security income can genuinely live month to month without dipping into savings. That is not nothing. That is the whole game. Number 2, Arkansas. Arkansas doesn't get nearly enough credit. And honestly, that works in your favor. Because while everyone's moving to Florida and Arizona and driving those costs straight through the roof, Arkansas just quietly stays affordable. Average 2-bedroom rent in Arkansas in 2026, right around $800 a month. In cities like Fort Smith or Jonesboro, you can find clean, safe rentals well under that. And if you're buying, the median home price in most of the state is still under $170,000. Groceries, utilities, gas, all running below the national average. This is a low-cost state top to bottom. Now here's the strategy. Arkansas has a property tax credit program specifically for low-income seniors. If you're 65 or older and your income falls below a certain threshold, the state will freeze your property tax assessment. Meaning, even if surrounding property values go up, your tax bill stays locked where it is. For someone on a fixed income, that protection is worth its weight in gold. Because one of the biggest fears in retirement is your costs slowly creeping up while your income stays flat. Arkansas basically removes that fear, at least when it comes to your housing costs. Number 3, Oklahoma. Here's something most people don't know about Oklahoma. It has one of the most generous senior homestead exemption programs in the entire country. But let's back up. First, the basics. Oklahoma's cost of living sits comfortably below the national average. Average rent for a 2-bedroom in 2026 is right around $850 a month. Tulsa and Oklahoma City both have affordable neighborhoods with solid infrastructure, decent hospitals, real grocery stores, the kind of everyday conveniences that matter when you're actually living somewhere. The climate is mild compared to the upper Midwest. You're not dealing with brutal winters. Summers get warm, but it's manageable. Now, the money-saving strategy. Oklahoma's additional homestead exemption is available to homeowners who are 65 and older and meet income requirements. It can reduce the taxable value of your home by an additional $1,000. That sounds small, but combined with the standard homestead exemption, it meaningfully cuts your annual property tax bill. On top of that, Oklahoma does not tax Social Security benefits at the state level, so you keep your full check. You pay reduced property taxes, and you're living in a state where $850 a month gets you a comfortable 2-bedroom. For a lot of retirees, that math works out just fine. Number 4. West Virginia. West Virginia might be the most underrated retirement state in America right now. And I say that as someone who has watched housing costs destroy retirement plans in state after state. The mountains here are genuinely beautiful. The pace of life is slow in the best way, and the cost of living is among the lowest in the entire country. Average rent for a 2-bedroom in West Virginia in 2026, around $700 a month. In some smaller towns, significantly less. But here's what makes West Virginia stand apart from everything else on this list. They will actually pay you to move there. West Virginia's Ascend WV program offers relocation incentives to remote workers and retirees who commit to living in the state. We're talking about cash grants, outdoor recreation memberships, and co-working access. Real money, just for making the move. So you arrive with a check in your hand. You move into housing that costs a fraction of what you were paying before, and your monthly expenses drop off a cliff. If you can work remotely or you're already retired, there is no catch here. That's just the state government trying hard to get good people to show up and stay. And the money-saving strategy beyond the relocation grant. West Virginia has been phasing out its state income tax on Social Security benefits. By 2026, a significant portion of your benefits could be exempt. That's money that stays in your pocket every single year. Number 5. Tennessee. Alright, this is the one I mentioned at the top. Pay attention here. Tennessee has no state income tax. Zero. None. Now a lot of states say that, but Tennessee takes it further. There is no state tax on wages, no state tax on pension income, and no state tax on Social Security benefits. If your retirement income comes from any combination of those sources, Tennessee takes nothing at the state level. That is not a small deal. Depending on your income, that could mean $2,000, $3,000, even $4,000 a year that stays in your bank account instead of go to a state tax bill. Now, is Tennessee the absolute cheapest state on this list? No. Average 2-bedroom rent runs around $900 a month. Some of the popular areas like Nashville are expensive. But here's the thing. Tennessee is a big state. Places like Cookeville, Morristown, Greenville, Jackson. These are real Tennessee towns with real amenities, affordable housing, and that zero income tax advantage working in your favor every single month. The money-saving strategy here is simple. When you do your retirement income math, run the numbers without a state income tax line. For a lot of people, that single change makes Tennessee dramatically more affordable than states with lower rents but higher tax burdens. The rent might be $100 more a month, but the tax savings can be $300, $400 a month. You do that math, and Tennessee wins. Number 6. Alabama. Alabama is a state where I genuinely believe retirees are leaving money on the table by not considering it. The cost of living is low across the board. Average 2-bedroom rent in 2026 sits around $780 a month. Utilities are reasonable. Groceries are cheap. And Alabama has a warm climate that keeps your heating costs down most of the year. But here's the specific money-saving strategy for Alabama. Alabama has one of the most generous retirement income exemptions in the country. Social Security benefits, fully exempt from state income tax. Military retirement pay, fully exempt. Most pension income from government jobs, also exempt. If you're a veteran, a former government employee, or someone whose retirement income is primarily Social Security and pension, Alabama could be the single most tax-friendly state on this entire list. And for property taxes, Alabama already has some of the lowest rates in the nation. Seniors 65 and over with income below a certain limit can qualify for additional exemptions that bring their property tax bill down to almost nothing. Low rent, low taxes, warm weather, and one of the most generous retirement income tax policies in America. Alabama doesn't need your hype. It just needs your attention. Number 7. Missouri. Missouri is where this list ends. And it ends strong, right in the center of the country. Reasonable climate, real cities with real hospitals and real infrastructure, and a cost of living that has stayed consistently below the national average for years. Average two-bedroom rent in Missouri in 2026 is around $820 a month. Cities like Springfield, Joplin, and Cape Girardeau offer solid quality of life at prices that feel like they're from a different era. Missouri also taxes Social Security income on a sliding scale, meaning lower-income retirees may pay little to nothing on their benefits. And the state has been expanding those exemptions in recent years. But the money-saving strategy I want to highlight from Missouri is this. Missouri has a property tax credit program called the Circuit Breaker, and it's one of the most practical senior assistance programs in the country. If you're 65 or older and your income is below a certain limit, Missouri will give you a credit of up to $1,100 on your state taxes based on what you paid in property taxes or rent. Yes, rent counts too. So even if you don't own a home, even if you're renting an $800 apartment, Missouri may give you back a portion of what you spent on housing through your state tax return. That is real, tangible money back in your hands. And most people have never heard of it. So let's bring this home. 7 states. 7 different reasons why your retirement dollar goes further there than almost anywhere else in the country. Mississippi and West Virginia for the lowest raw housing costs. Arkansas and Alabama for the property tax protections. Tennessee for the zero income tax advantage. Oklahoma for the homestead exemptions. And Missouri for the circuit breaker program that can actually put money back in your pocket. Here's the thing I want you to walk away with today. Retirement isn't just about how much money you've saved. It's about how far that money goes every single month. And where you live determines that more than almost any other decision you'll make. You don't need to be rich to retire well. You need to be strategic. Drop a comment below and tell me, which of these 7 states surprised you the most? And if you're already living in one of them, I want to hear about it. And if this video helped you think differently about where your retirement could take you, hit that like button and make sure you subscribe, because we're just getting started. Now, if you've been watching this and thinking, okay, cheaper states are great, but what if I didn't want to pay rent at all? Like 0, not lower. 0. I've already covered that, and it is one of the most eye-opening videos on this channel. It's called Retire with Zero Rent. 7 real places in America where housing costs almost nothing in 2026. Real places, real people, real numbers. If that sounds like something you need to see, it is sitting right on your screen right now. Go check it out. I think you're going to love it. I'll see you over there.